Greetings, Earth. I'm back. I'm JR for those that know me. I'm going to start a very nice video for you just to give you a quickly update of what's going on the internet, which is, I guess, the only reason why people have been using me now these days. First of all, I just want to tell the criticals to go to their place that they know and that I don't care about you. So I don't waste your time in your life by criticizing me and stalking on my life and being around me just making noises like you stalk me and then you make little noises to try to make me change my subject and change what the lines of thoughts that I have. So last time, don't waste your time. You don't bug me. There's nothing in life that you can make that will make me go back to whoever you think you're trying to set up against my life with as a woman or fake marriage or anything like this. When I could not think on my own, when I thought that my thoughts were exclusive of my own body, maybe that time you could fool me again, but not anymore. So with no further ado, I'm gonna continue with my video. If you excuse me and just get out, whatever you are, if you're like just a professional stalker, and then your boss just pay you to stalk me, just be quiet then, don't say anything. So greetings, Americans. I'm JR, and excuse me. Everything that we know that was going to happen, and it's unfolding right now in front of my eyes, and many of those things might interest you. Like I said, I'm going to be very quickly. I'm not gonna make it as a video guy because Brazilians, they don't know the rules. They don't know what a person have to do in order to become successful and help the country. That's not where the direction that they're heading to. I said in many other videos, they have like cop-outs and excuses that they, excuse me a second, let me put a hat, might look better. Excuses and cop-outs that they can like pretend and make me look bad in my explanation, but I can explain to you because I'm more into the business and with more into the American flow than any gold digging Brazilian guys or girls. So internet, I noticed that whenever I talk about apps, a bunch of guys show up on videos with a better video. Of course, you have a better equipment, of course your videos will be better. Even if I had a better equipment, I would make you look better because you're the one providing me with this stuff, so I don't want to surpass you. I'm still the same guy. I know the drill. I know how American like things. I know how you are. I know your entire, I know your culture. I know how you like to be treated. I know what you are trying to achieve. I know what you're trying to achieve in the world and the planet. I know what you're trying to claim. But the truth is, I'm single and I'm trying to escape Brazil and Brazilians. The way I'm trying to do this, it's by using what I learned in American. I don't know if I'm going to be able to dig on the business, the billion-dollar business that were introduced to me when I was in the United States. One, because I noticed that women are taking over of the world. Women are taking over the real estate, the banks, and the real estate, now I understand that works by bank frauds. And the real estate in the United States, it's moved by Americans in differences that they had in past times and past lives on high schools and everything else. What I noticed is that Americans had problem with each other on high schools and everything else. Some people succeed, others didn't. So the rest of us in the world, we pay for this bill of Americans. Some Americans not haven't succeed. Maybe that's the point why they sent me to Americans, so that I could like camouflage the people that didn't make in life, which it's not a big deal. When American, if you're a cab driver, you in my world you're still successful. But for the rest of the people that are trying to destroy each other's life, In order for you to succeed in life, you have to be like a million dollar, multi-million dollar guy. I don't think so. There's a lot of points that you're missing in life. When I was there, I could observe, I could check how you moved the business, how business and money flow used to work. The only thing I didn't pay attention when I was in America, it's how people communicate with each other mentally, and they were keeping me out of this conversation. I never noticed because I was always too busy trying to reading a book. I had women on the side. I was trying to get in touch with someone in Brazil. I was trying to get along with crazy women that they were sending to be in a relationship with me. I thought the women, they were trying to make a living just like I was, but they were all part of a plan of Hollywood or actors, stalking actors set up to be in San Francisco, California to destroy my life and many others. That's why now when I go in online and check on San Francisco, it's nothing of what I am used to live in San Francisco. That money flow, beautiful. It was paradise when I was in San Francisco. That's why I miss them so much. But the bottom line is, I understood about FedEx routes, how the salesmen work on FedEx routes. I understood about Corporate Express, how they did with me. They put me in Corporate Express, and then when I got a route, they stole it from me, and they put another guy, and they stole things from me. They stole routes, they stole assets, they stole clothes. The Brazilian immigrants, illegal immigrants that are in the United States, they set up a Puerto Rico ID against my life so that I could never go back or even try to get in touch. But this is not the main thing. I want to tell you the whole story, but the problem is when I was trying to tell you the whole story of the United States, how they set my life for failure, I was thinking that I don't want to bring names up to the table, but I was trying to think to myself, like, maybe we can make a movie out of it. I did not know that life and people were so selfish like they are. People just like, oh, you're not rich, so fuck you. Just die and just go die somewhere else. I did not know that was like this. That's why I never said anything, because I always thought that we were going. I thought I was in a movie because I knew that. People could not call the immigration others, but people were calling me on the phone and charging me and other people. I knew people were telling me this. There was Americans and Brazilian immigrants that were charging people to pay them $800. If not, they would turn us into immigration. You used me to try to create states. I told you in another video, nothing happens. There was a guy, probably he's still there. There's a guy in South San Francisco, Daly City, San Francisco, California. He called me and he said that this Brazilian little store in Daly City, it's a store where all Brazilians from San Francisco, California get together to get their mails. And then from there, they were watching me because I used to have clients, real American clients, and throughout Marin City, San Selmo, San Francisco, Castro City, financial district. I had clients everywhere, and as Americans saw that I had a good relationship with Americans, and I was fitting in, I was blending in with Americans, and we were becoming like family. I just didn't wake up fast enough. If I had this mentality now, I was going to be I did not even know how I would feel. But back in the day, I like I said, I did not know that people could kind of like, I did not know. I thought I was by myself, thinking by myself. I did not know people could hack your lines of thoughts and all these creepy things that it's happening right now. So that's why I was always free of speech and stuff. But anyway, if I don't know if they start patenting words yet, but probably they are tracking words now. But then this people in this Brazilian store in Daly City, I used to take my cars in Daly City. That's the reason why I was always there, because my mechanic was a Chinese guy in Daly City. So I bought a car from, I used to buy cars from Iranian dealership. The Farsi people over there. I don't know if I think he's Iranian. That I bought like 2 or 3 cars from him. Then my mechanic was Chinese from Daly City. I used to go there. One day, this guy, I had a mailbox. Me and John, we had a mailbox together. We had a joint mailbox. But and then they pushed somehow some whisper, some life whispered on me to open a different one because probably I would get in trouble somewhere. Probably it was Brazilians whispering me so that I could get together and get in trouble with them, always whispering to me to get in trouble. So then I opened a new one. I had a mailbox on this little Brazilian store. Then this guy, they were kind of like my friends. They're all fake, but they were my friends. They were the only friends I had in the time. Then I don't remember if I was with Gina. I think I was. No, I don't think I was with Gina. I think we had broke up already. And then this guy called me one day, and then he said a weird message. He said that the FBI called him. So Francisco, we never heard anything about FBI. I had my own respect towards FBI and CIA and Interpol. I always study about them, but kind of like vaguely. I never had any connection or anything closer to them or anything like this. But then this black guy from this Brazilian store in Daly City, California, South San Francisco, he called me. He said the FBI called me, went there or called him after me or something. That's when I freaked out. Now I understand that it was all brain manipulation stuff, thought suggestion, thought whispering, and now I understand that my surrounds do this to me. They are doing this right now. I'm in my mother's house. They cut all my supply, all my rights to work. Society is treating me like nothing. They are sending so much thoughts and negative thoughts against me. They are trying to incriminate me with kids that are interested to know about the United States or internet, and they want to know news about things, and they use like incrimination to try to get that from me, and they're trying to dig on my past lives and they're making like magazines on soap operas about my ex-wife and her self-expression. So now I know that they are connected. Probably they went there because the TV do this. TV go behind your back and research about you and people that you knew back in the day, and then they start taking pictures of different models, and they teach models how to do the people that you used to know with their expressions to piss you off. So now everywhere I go, there's women smiling at me like my ex-wife on outdoors magazines. They're fooling me everywhere. Anywhere I go, they create difficult situations in publics against me so that I can argue with someone, fight, go to jail. They are always doing this constantly, and everywhere I look, there is always a model on the conspiracy of my ex-wife on outdoors in magazines and everywhere, in the buses and metros and stuff. So therefore I know that I was a victim of a spy stalker. That her name is Nicole. She doesn't call that name anymore. The last time I spoke to her, she changed her name 3 times. And when I was in the United States one day, I followed her. She was seeing a stranger lawyer behind my back. But then after I left the United States, she changed her name 3 times. So now I'm in Brazil. I see her smile on models and gold diggers from Brazil and TV, Brazilian TV and stuff. They're always smiling at me and pushing me to confrontation stuff, but they have her self-expression, have her irony, her sarcastic faces and stuff. So I know it comes from her because I was married to the woman probably like 5 years or something. I think it was 5 years that we were married. I don't remember. I went through so much trouble with her that I chose to forget so many things. So anyways, then there was this problem. That's by that time when Brazilians start telling me about thought suggestion and whispering all the time. First I thought it was ghosts. I started hearing things, voices, and I was like, oh my God, what is happening? I thought to combine ghosts with my faith, and I lived my entire life. I never heard anything. I had just got a car and had everything was fine, everything was okay. Business constantly trying to create situations to create bills for me, to create confrontations, to try to kill me, to try to remind me about like past lives. When my ex started talking about karma, I knew right then and there that she was up to no good, that she was going to set me for failure. I picture a worse scenario. I thought she was going to bring like American authorities and they were going to kill me right on the spot. I thought the worst. When I used to live with Gary, a friend of mine, to protect me, he changed a little bit because most of the people they changed because they didn't want to have anything to do with me or anybody because it was like a world conspiracy, I believe. They were dealing with oracles when I used to drive a cab and stuff. They were doing oracle. They were doing cab companies. Uber not even exist in the time. And I know so much about this whole flow. If someday I go back and God bless me again, maybe I can join in. Maybe that's why Brazilians are trying to push me out, because when I'm out of the picture is when they steal most money and most assets. That's when they bring a bunch of ex-presidents back to the picture and they pay them massive monies even without being legal. They've been washing money in Brazil with fake presidents all my life, and because we don't have any lawyers in our families are all humble and they're all simple. They're all like basic human beings. Society loves that, so they steal them cents. But they don't pay any taxes anyway, so they don't have any real life, any real office life. Is they fool people with church subjects and stuff, and then they waste our time on earth while Americans are doing what they are doing. Then both of us know. So anyway, when I was living with Gary, suddenly hearing the voices, I could not function really well because I was wondering what was that. And back in the time, I remember I started dating a girl that she was sometimes we would hit the pot, a little bit of pot, and I thought that was the consequence of the result of it, and I had so much wonderings and stuff, but I knew that wasn't because I wasn't doing, because when I really stopped doing is when I realized that Americans authorities and the real deal of companies, they were going to start taking jobs away because people were doing pot and stuff. So they warned me, and so I quit. So I quit there, and then I started quitting cigarettes as well. So I thought to myself, like, well, I really don't do anything anymore. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do anything. So why am I hearing this stuff? And so I really felt scared. I thought, so many things on my mind. So much stuff came to my mind. So that's when I realized, I didn't realize that the flea situation was coming as a suggestion from satanic Brazilians and gold digging Americans. They were in the spot trying, oh, you're not gonna pay us $800 to keep you in, so we're gonna push you out of the spot. So we got a mass of thought suggestion on your and thought provoking on yourself, so that you. I never heard that. If it was today, I would curse at them. I would curse them out. But I never heard those things before. So now I understand it. People, by indirections, by thought provoking suggestion, mass of people invading lines of my thoughts and my personal space. That's why I fled, because I did not. In a way, I was fleeing. I thought to myself, like, I'm gonna drive like 3,000 miles and trying to find a peaceful place, a place that I can recover from this and then start living again. But then that's when I understood that I was being observed by satanic stalkers. American states, each states and stalkers throughout American states and low life people everywhere. Now Brazilians, everywhere I go, I am, Brazilians have a little girl or a little boy screaming constantly screaming, or watching TV with cartoons screaming. They're constantly screaming at me and bullying me everywhere. They are constantly like sending hating messages. They are constantly trying to incriminate me with little girls, little boys, constantly like pointing the finger, talking about my past lives, my childhood life. They're trying to dig my past. Constantly 24/7. Has been 10 years I'm back from the United States. My family know, everyone know, neighbors know, and every single satanic business, they keep on bringing satanic subjects, church subjects, children, and thought-provoking 24/7. I can no longer take these people anymore. But back to the United States, but maybe that's the reason why they need a door in my life, and this conversation that I had with the United States, they are always provoking me so that I can open the door and bring even just subjects, because that's the way I express. I call them satanic, and by therefore they have the door to get in and try to get into my business, but that has nothing to do with them. So back to New York. In New York, I start realizing life more. New York, very cold. I had a shock in New York. The first time I got into a hostel, I never understood what a hostel was, full of like beds on top of each other, different people. They were always constantly talk about some iPhone that get lost. They always bringing this up when I'm around. Oh, my iPhone got lost. I lost my iPhone. I lost my this. I lost my that. They always constantly bring teenagers and low life people constantly trying to bring situations towards me so that I can get arrested or in trouble or fight someone. It's constantly 24/7 non-stop like provocation. It's so sad when I look at myself. When I'm in a calm spot with me and myself only, I think I have to comfort myself, because I feel so sad and so lonely in life, in the world, and I find people so creepy and so mean and so satanic that I have to sometimes shut myself up like I do and I did. People just don't care. People, they don't care. They want to see more. They want you to there was time in this journey of mine when I was fleeing the United States. I was so sensitive between me and God and trying to understand what was happening to me, that I could feel the stalkers' suggestions telling me to kill myself. I could barely touch it, the thought that was being sent to me. Like I can picture the person's face. I can picture the body size, and which cell, which crew are they that are provoking me at the time. The life and human beings, they create so many stereotypes against my life that now when I go in the street, there's always a chubby guy with a hat and a shorts on shorts and a hat, and he always stopped in the corners. That boy is always involved with drugs, and then they're always beating a guy in front of me, a short chubby guy, or they have two black guys, like Afro descendants, probably from IT, looking more like IT theory, THEORY theory. Our conversation between me and Afro descendants, which is like a very very precise one. I cannot identify which one they are from. So there's always two Afro descendants on a corner doing something like with arms crossed or something like this. It's always, they create so many stereotypes in my life. There's always like a chubby woman carrying a girl, pushing a girl or a boy around, and sending hidden messages and provocations towards me all the time. It's like constantly. It's almost like a dream. It's not even. Excuse me one more time. I'm sorry. It's almost like unreal. Brazilians are monitoring the way I speak, the way I feel, the way everything, every single thing. It's completely. When I was in the United States, an angel came to me and told me this. He told me that to be careful. I remember when I was living in New York, when I was in the road, taking the road, and I was crossing like 2,000 miles through the snow. An angel told me that they were going to do this. They were going to before. Let me stop right there. Before the angel tell me, I start getting many messages from a subject in the United States that told me about many things that were going to happen, but in DVD. And I couldn't understand because I was very tired from FedEx. Every day I was coming home and life was passing by me so fast, and things were happening constantly too fast. I did not prepare myself for the scams the Brazilians and Americans did against myself. They put me into a line of life of time, and then I lived a little bit, but I never really exist. And throughout the entire time that I was in the United States, I was being observed, I was being watched, I was being stalked, and I did not notice that. every single thing I did was record. Everything was like said. Probably they lived many of my mistakes by comedy show. I start understanding and realizing the comedy shows were talking about my private life when I one day I turned on the TV and I met the first time Family Guy, and the guy